Okay, we got quite a bit of stuff to go through here. Try and make it as easy as possible to know where to go, where to start, and all that. So, I'm basically going to email you all of these zip files that are on the screen here. I'll do like separate emails, so it's got the 16th notes in one thing, which is basically what you finished yesterday, and then one with all the triplet stuff. So, still think it's best to start with the one string deal. So I'm just going to open some stuff and kind of talk about what to do here. So I figure I'll just give you all the material that I'm using for this speed picking course, so you can use it whenever you'd like to. So yeah, you hit the 180 yesterday with the 16th notes, so that's the shred territory speed. But you ever want to push it further, you absolutely can, for sure. So starting with the triplets high E string, I was originally writing this for 6 and 7 string, but this it became way too dang much. There's just too much variation. So for the most part, it's all going to be just for the old 6 string. But anyway, starting with triplets on the high E string, I would open that and just jump all the way down to step 13. Oops, I got to change this. There we go. So step 13 here. Because the way this is set up is really just kind of easing into going faster and faster. But because of what you already demonstrated, I would just jump straight to step 13. Now, if it feels like that's too much right away, then maybe go back a step and then go back another step. So if step 13 you're just not hitting the goal speed for the triplets here, it's 240. So 240 is the goal. So if you're not hitting it at or getting this at 240 and need to ease into it more, maybe try step 12. And so what you're going to do is basically what we did yesterday and in the meet and greet. Start at 60, go up in 20s until you reach that goal speed of 240 for this one. And so basically, let's say you can't get 240 for step 13. Try it for step 12. Maybe you can't do it with step 12, but you go down to step 11. And yes, you can go from 60 to 240 in 20s to get that. So you don't need to work on step 11, but you do need to work on step 12. So basically, if you can't, we're looking for whatever step is necessary in order to start going up in 5s. So, but that's because of how well you did. I'm not suggesting we start all the way at the beginning. But just in case, and this will tie into the string changes and whatnot. And so, yeah, if any of this stuff is confusing, let me know. I want to get a flow chart kind of thing set up eventually as to where to start, where to go, and what to do and all that. Because you could technically just start with step 1 and then 60 to 240 in 20s. You got that, then move on to step 2. 60 to 240 in 20s. If you get that, then move on to step 3. For someone who cannot get 60 to 240 going up in 20s for step 3, then I would say that's the step that you work on. But again, this is for most people who don't have experience with playing fast. But because of what you've demonstrated, I don't think you need to go through all those different steps. You're welcome to do so if you'd like, but I don't feel like it's necessary. So for you, I think it would be better, especially for your time, to go the other way. Start with the final step. And then if this final step you can't go 60 to 240 in 20s, try the previous step. And if you can't get that one from 60 to 240, go to the previous step. So basically keep going down a step until you reach the step you can go 60 to 240. And okay, well I can do, let's say you go from step 13 all the way back down to step 9. And step 9, okay, you can go 60 to 240 in 20s. Well, then you go back to 10, and that's where you start going up in 5s. So kind of doing a work backwards type thing. So I hope that makes sense. anytime you got questions with this stuff, let me know. And if you look further down here, you got bonus step stuff. And the reason why I added these things in is because when I started actually giving this stuff to students, there was definitely an issue going from step 12 to step 13. So I started doing just all this extra bonus step stuff where it's basically you just add one beat of notes at a time until you end up reaching what would be all 4 bars. Anyway, so start with this on the high E string and make sure that you can do 60 to 240. I know I keep saying it. With the step 13 here. So, basically, so yeah, you know how to go up in the 20s there, but I'll start off with this one. We'll do it just to make sure we know exactly what to do. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, basically first, third, and fourth for the first bar that you play on, and then first, second, and fourth for the next pattern. You then go back to first, third, first, fourth, and then finish with first, second, first, and fourth. So kind of like same finger pattern twice. So basically first, third, and fourth, first, second, and fourth, back to first, third, and fourth, and then up here for the first, second, and fourth. All right, so here we go. 80, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hundred, 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. And I'm counting off 4, so this way, if you'd like to follow along, you can. All right, 161, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. $220, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then once you can do the high E string, make sure you can do it on the B string, just like we did with the 16th notes all on one string. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. G string. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. D string. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. A string. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Palm muting just sounds better, so I did it like that. You don't have to palm mute, but anyway. Low E string. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then similar kind of etude thing as the 16th notes was set up. Let me go back to this folder here. And that back on. So yeah, I have like all the different strings tabbed out, and they all have drums that accompany everything. So this way, if you want to, you can follow along with the drums as well. I wanted to put the drums in this thing to help make it easier for people to be able to follow along with stuff. So yeah, once you can do each individual string, then yeah, you want to try this guy. So yeah, same deal as the 16th notes, we're just doing the triplets. And oh no, I didn't do the time signature changes on this one. Not time signature, key signatures. Damn it. I'll have to fix that. Yeah, it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. I'll be continuing to polish things up as I go. So yes, yeah, basically just the same pattern, all 6 strings, just as you did with the 16th notes. So basically, going for this: 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And then once you got that, it's time to go into the string changes. So with triplets, we got a lot of stuff going on, at least compared to the 16th notes, I feel. So yeah, so that's triplets on the 1 string there. Whoops, gotta bring that back up. Triplets on the 1 string, and then next we want to go, and again, I'll have this separated by email so you can find things faster. I just have all this copied and pasted into your student folder so I can keep track of everything that we're doing. Anyway, so like ascending triplets, and got one set up for after downstrokes and after upstrokes. So I would stick with like say downstrokes first or upstrokes. With the 16th notes, you already get used to changing the strings after upstrokes, so probably a better idea just start with that, because we already got done working with that sort of thing yesterday. So maybe let's do that next. After you do all the triplet stuff on the 1 string, and then put the little etude thing together, let's go into ascending triplets after upstrokes. And then yes, ascending triplets, section 1. So we got 2 sections here. I might rename how I change this, but anyway, that's what we're going to do. So section 1 first, and then jump to the end. And I recommend jumping to the end, again, because of how well you did yesterday. So there's a lot of steps in here, because yeah, I'm really trying to make sure I cover a lot of different steps for folks who need it, because yeah, I've learned that sometimes people need just tiny steps to get there. But anyway, recommend. So yeah, the same idea I mentioned with figuring out what step to work on for like the single note triplets, or the single string triplets, I mean. Start with like that final one, and then see if you can go 60 to 240. And if not, then go back down a step. So again, start with the last step here. So this will be step 30, and this is the file ascending triplets, changing strings after upstrokes, section 1. Okay, so we're going to start with this, and then work your way down the steps if needed to find the one that you can go 60 to 240, and then go back up to the next step. So again, for example, you try out step 30 here, and you cannot go 60 to 240 in 20s. Then try step 29 instead. If you cannot do step 29, same idea, 60 to 240 in 20s, then go down to step 28. And keep doing that until you find a step you can do all those testing speeds. So maybe you make your way down to step 25. Step 25, yes, you did do 60 to 240 in 20s. All right, so that means you go back to step 26 And then you start going up in 5s with that one. Once you can play it from 60 to 240 in 5s, then you go on to the next one. So you got to get 240 before you move on to the next step. So again, that's just an example to try and explain the idea behind it all. So yeah, again, if you got questions, need further explanation with it, please let me know. I know this is a lot of stuff to try and take in here. Anyway, so step 30. Yeah, changing strings after the upstroke. So let's play that one. 1 and a 2 and a 3, 1 and a 2 and a 3. Ugh. There we go. 1 and a 2 and a 3, 1 and a 2 and a 3. Fuck, I forgot what the hell I wrote. It's been a while. There. 1, 2, 1 and a 2 and a 3, 1 and a 2 and a 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so once you got that, then we're gonna move on to. There we go. So then section 2. Go to that one next. And same idea. So let's demonstrate that last step. Oop, I picked the wrong button. There we go. So this one's only step 15. Alright, so. And this one I chose just the old pentatonic again. Okay. No, sorry, just do the demonstration speed, or the final one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't like that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. And then the next one, gonna be section 3. Oops. There we go. And this one is just the step 12. So very much like we did with the 16th notes, just working our way up. That old pentatonic. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and then once you got that, I would go to the descending. Whoops. Keep forgetting to change that back. All right, so yeah, once you finish that, the ascending triplets after upstrokes, I would go to descending triplets after downstrokes. And then it's going to go through the same idea. So then, start with section 1. And then once you got that, then you do section 2. Once you got that, and then you do section 3. I know this video is getting kind of lengthy here. And there's a lot of stuff to go through. I am not expecting you to get through everything. Just get done what you can. As far as like how long to work on it, about 45 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour tops, working through all this stuff each day you practice. Because that's a lot of stuff to go through. You can definitely get through a lot in that amount of time. Keep track of what you've completed. So this way you know where to pick up the next day. So let's go over this plan here. I should probably write all this down as well. But here, so first thing to do, we start with triplets on one string. And start just triplets on the high E string. Start with step 13. If you cannot go 60 to 240 and 20s with step 13, just go down a step and see if you can do it there. And just continue to go down steps until you find the step you are able to go 60 to 240 and 20s, and then go up to the next highest step, and then start going up in fives from there. And then once you reach that 240, go on to the next step. And so yeah, once you've completed the high E string with that triplet pattern, make sure you can do it on the B string, the G string, and all the other strings as well. And then try the little 6-string etude where you just basically have that 4 count after each pattern is done, just like I demonstrated a little while ago, and as it's written in the tab. And then after that, once you can do it on all the individual strings, you're going to go to ascending triplets after upstrokes. And then try section 1 first, then section 2, section 3. Once you got that complete, then you'll come over to descending triplets after upstrokes. And again, hit section 1, then section 2, then section 3. I guess you could start with section 3. You really want to try and skip some steps. Yeah, let's do section 1, 2, and 3. It's not a bad idea. And then once you have that completed, then switch over to ascending triplets after upstrokes. And you'll have 3 sections with this as well. Once you get through that, then ascending triplets, or not ascending triplets again, descending triplets after upstrokes. And then, so again, if you don't complete all this, that is fine. We'll just continue on. We'll actually might start like legato stuff next time, depending on where you get. I know we got to do the rhythm stuff too, and we will. Alright, so after that, then you want to have the up and down triplets. And then we have the ones after downstrokes. Oops. And we have 2 sections for that. And really with these, hang on. Let me open this one and the other one. So for this, I have it set for like section 1 is, you start down. It's not showing everything. Hold on. Man. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh no, I didn't mute my phone. Oh crap. That's a timer, not a ringtone. I need to move something out of the kitchen. Oh, that can wait for a second. Anyway. Yeah, so this one is set up to where you are, you go up and then down. And then the other one, the section 2, it is going down and then up. So, okay, this is one of those things I just wanted to cover like a lot of different things to try and cover like as many possibilities that could happen when the student is working on stuff, because the idea of this whole course or this training program is to give people enough material that they can have all the steps they need all in one place. So I would just say hit section 1. If you got that, you're fine. Because, but you're welcome to try this one as well. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not necessary, but you can. And then after that, so that's the up and down triplets after downstrokes. We also got, actually do the upstroke one first. Technically, it doesn't even matter which one you do first because you can focus on the downs and the ups. So, yeah, you know what? I'm going to write out exactly what to do, like the order. I might change it a little bit. So, I hope that makes sense. In the email when I send this recap or this video demonstration and talking about all this stuff, I'll say, exactly, do this, first, second, third, and all that stuff. Because probably what we should do is just stick with the triplets after upstroke stuff. So we should cover the triplets after upstrokes, the ascending and then the descending triplets after upstrokes, and then the up and down triplets after upstrokes. And then once you got all that, we're going to go ascending triplets after downstrokes, descending triplets after downstrokes, up and down triplets after downstrokes, and then finish with up and down after up and downstrokes. Come on, open up. So yeah, another kind of section 1, section 2. I would just stick with section 1 though, that's fine. So, yeah, and I know I repeat myself a bit, but just want to make sure that everything's understood and you know exactly what to do. Just get where you can. About 45, 60 minutes a day would be plenty to work through this stuff. And then once you do, if you do, you reach the section where you have to start building up in fives. About 15 minutes is all you really need for like these short things. And like even that, like I wouldn't push it past 20 minutes for one individual thing. Because basically, when you are working something up, 60 to the 240 by fives when you need to. Once it takes 2, 3, maybe even 5 minutes of really busting your butt to finally get one more good take, that's it. Yeah, if it's taking like an average of 3 minutes to finally get one more good take at the new high speed, you're done. You're done. You don't need to do any more with it that day. You don't need to. And then just move on to the next step. No, don't move on to the next step because if you're trying to hit a brand new speed, you don't want to move on to the next step until you get the current one you're working on completed. So, let's see. Because usually with students, there's like a couple other things to work on, but we're still getting through just the straight picking here. Now let's just stick with this for right now. Too complicated. But yeah, you take a little break, you can max out and then, just start working on whatever other stuff that you had in mind for a guitar or the other instruments. But I'd imagine you're not going to take too long getting any of these up anyway. But let's say you, and that's like move on. How do I want to say it? When you work something up, and like in fives, you go 60 to 240 in fives, and you complete that 240 mark. Yes, then go on to the next step. That's fine. Still stay within about 45 to 60 minutes total practice time of really pushing yourself. But if you're not able to hit that 240, just call it a day. And you can do like the sub-maximal training on it too. So let's say maybe you get up to like 200 as a max speed with something. Drop it down to like 180 and try and get several repetitions like that. So this way you're really, drilling yourself at a speed that's close to your max, but not the max. And that can really help solidify the new thing. So there's an idea. So if you're working on a step and you cannot get to the 240, once you have maxed out with that step for the day, drop it down 10, maybe 20 beats per minute, and then try and get several repetitions of it. See if you can get like 4 repetitions. And if that means you got to have like a bar or 2 in between each repeat, that's fine. That's fine. So I hope all that makes sense. Please let me know if you got any questions. That was a long video. Things will be usually shorter as we move on. Still fine-tuning things and getting it all dialed in. But yeah. All right. I will see you again next week.